Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Microsoft Pulse. You're here with Tamara and Tom as we go through the Microsoft roadmap about the changes that have gone on with Microsoft 365. And we'll also go over how these may affect you and your organization. Now, it's broken down into 4 parts: in development, which means Microsoft is building it; rolling out, which means it's available in some tenants and not others yet; launched, which means it should be in every tenant that it was designed for; and then canceled. Anything that has been canceled or found a duplicate, something like that, is going to be in the canceled section. So we're going to get started right away. I'm going to hand it off to Tom because Chip Clamp.
Try Clip Champ. Yeah, try Clip Champ.
I'm going to make up words now.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead, Tom, while I recover my words?
So it seems like this week, Clip Champ, I'm going to mess it up now, got a lot of love coming out. So there's 6 items. I'm just going to cover those real briefly. The first one is Unified Video Branded Start Page. So this creates a new unified Clipchamp and Stream start page that serves as a single video destination of creation, consumption, and discovery. I think that's really nice that you're not going to have something that looks like Stream and something that looks like Clipchamp. Go ahead and merge them together because that's really what they're meant to be anyways. So that's coming out in December to the worldwide tenant. Then we have advanced editing from camera. This aligns the capture experience in camera and editor by enabling a seamless switch to the Clipchamp editor to make videos more appealing and impactful using advanced edit capabilities. This one is due out in January. I think, yep, there's a few different dates here. I thought they were all out in January, but they're not. Then we also have Clipchamp template creation in commercial. Users can create their own Clipchamp templates for personal use or distribution across an organization via brand kits. This is really great if you're putting out videos for the company and you want them to have the same look and feel and be branded the same way. You're going to be able to do that. That's coming to commercial. Unfortunately, the government tenants aren't going to see that one right away, but those are both due in January. Then we have transcript-based editing in Clipchamp. This is kind of cool. We're introducing a novel and streamlined method to quickly and accurately remove any unwanted sections from your Clipchamp projects by leveraging the transcript. With transcript-based editing, browsing text, selecting unwanted words, and removing them will remove them from the video without the need to navigate the timeline. We're looking at making video editing more productive by providing a more intuitive and straightforward editing experience. For those of us who don't do video editing, I think this is really cool because you can say, hey, that sentence needs to be removed. You remove it in the transcript and the video gets clipped from that little portion. I think that is just an awesome change. Will make it so much easier for those of us who tend to be more text oriented than video and piecing stuff together. That's due out in March, again, going to worldwide, as well as the next one I'm going to cover. Then we have updated admin controls for recording options. Admin controls will be updated to enterprise customers to better manage the new unified video experience, onboarding new admin policies to enable disable cameras, screen record and screen record, and audio record. It doesn't go into a lot of details as to what those will be, but I'm sure as it gets closer to the due date, which is June of 2025, we'll see a little bit more on that one. Then the final one, and I think this one is really cool too, sharing a portion of a video as a clip. So now Clipchamp allows authors and viewers alike to share a portion of a video without changing the original media. Using draggable handles on the playback timeline, a link containing the desired clip start and end is put in the clipboard for easy sharing. Opening this link will play only the specified clip, and users can easily pop out to view the entire video if desired. This will allow users to share the most relevant portions of their content. Again, if you're doing like individual lessons and you've recorded like a video that's got 5 sections in it, being able to say, okay, here's section 1, and that's a link just to section 1, just to section 2, and also being able to go, and if you want to see the whole thing, click here and you get the entire video. I think that is an awesome experience instead of you having to create basically 5 different videos of the bits and pieces and then try to stitch them all back together again. That's due in March, actually. So keep an eye open for that one. I think that these changes, by and large, from what I'm seeing, is really going to make Clipchamp a nice editing tool from within the Microsoft 365 environment.
I think they should call that last one trailers for Clipchamp.
There you go. There you go.
Create your own trailers. So we've got a couple other things in development. One, Outlook add emails as attachments while composing an email on Outlook for iOS and Android. So now, while you're composing in Outlook for iOS or Android, you can use the same attach option you already know to select and attach emails to your mail. I don't understand how this is different than forwarding, unless it's like a phishing email and you want to report it in its whole.
Or I think it may be a situation where, hey, I've got 2 or 3 emails I'd like you to read, but I don't necessarily want to forward them to you. What I can do is send you an email saying, hey, take a look at these, let me know what you think, and drag those 3 emails in as attachments so that you get them like a file attachment, not necessarily going through with forwarding and replying and all those kind of things.
I guess so. Also,
she's not buying it.
I'm not yet. I'm not making a deposit yet. So Microsoft Teams presenter chat while screen sharing. This is going to enable presenters to more easily access the meeting chat while screen sharing by adding an entry point in the presenter toolbar. So this is supposed to be coming out in, there it is, January. And that's coming out to the World Wide Web. And also, I thought this was neat. Since you can schedule emails, now you're going to be able to schedule messages in channels. So just like in chat, you can send messages in channels. You can optimize the timing of your messages based on the recipient's work hours, out of office time, etc. So ensuring that your messages are delivered at the most suitable time. I find anytime before they get in, so it's in that huge pile up of emails, is like the best time to send it.
Well, and I think that's really nice too, because like maybe the night before you're like, hey, I really want everybody to see something at, 7 a.m. the next morning. But maybe there's a lot of stuff.
Or it's a reminder email in 30 minutes, we're going to start training.
Exactly. Or else you have, other stuff that comes in from the time you send it that night and it gets buried and they don't see it. Right. I love the fact that now you can say, hey, send this at 7 o'clock, much like you can do a chat. So it makes sense that both of those work the same way.
Yeah. Then we also have updates to the gallery view in Teams Rooms on Windows. So the updated gallery view in Teams Rooms on Windows is going to arrange all participants in a consistent tile size, prioritizes video on the meeting stage, offers additional layout options, optimizes for single and duet displays, and provides a unified meeting experience across both Teams Rooms and desktop. Then we also have approvals in Teams within GCC High. You know what that means? This close to DoD. So users within GCC High will soon be able to use the approval app in Microsoft Teams. How soon, you ask? As soon as January 2025.
I always leave the government tenant ones for you just because I know you get so happy with those.
I do. And then the last one I'm going to touch on is Outlook. None, the color none, is available for a category for mail and calendars in the new Outlook for Windows and web. So Microsoft has introduced a new none color category for mail and calendar in the new Outlook for Windows and the web. This update provides more flexibility and customization in categorizing your mail and calendar events. By selecting the none option, users can now choose to have items without a designated color, allowing for cleaner organization and more control over which items stand out visually. Hashtag new Outlook for Windows.
Yeah, I like that idea because I use categories a lot on my calendar, and
Yeah.
everything ends up having a color, even if it's just the default color.
Yeah, it's
But
a light blue.
yeah, but just to be able to say this has no color because it has no category
Right.
is probably a much better visual element to be looking at rather than trying to figure out, well, what's light blue? Well, that's the default. Well, I don't want a
True.
default. Sorry. Now you got one.
Sorry, you have a default. True. And this is coming out. Everybody gets this love in December. Worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
Woohoo.
Color me happy.
I bet.
All right. Now, Tom, was there anything else you wanted to talk about in development?
I'm good to move on to rolling out.
All right. Let's roll on over to rolling out. See what I did there?
Yes, I do.
Good. Do you want to get us started?
Sure. I will go ahead and throw in a couple here. Down in Microsoft Teams, this is a little further down into the list of things we have coming up. We have new Microsoft Teams chat and channel experience. So this is the new streamlined chat and channel experience to make it easier to stay on top of what matters most and organize your digital experience and workplace. Catch up on chat channels and teams in one place, create custom sections to organize conversations by topics, use filters to triage messages, and more. That is something I've heard talked about. I still haven't seen a really good demo of it yet, but it's coming out this month to worldwide. So if you come in one morning and your Teams client looks a little bit different or a lot different, that's what that is, because it is on its way out to everybody.
See,
And the
I'm a
other one,
little leery about this because I have so many teams pinned. I have so many teams that I'm a member of. I have so
right?
many chats pinned. I have so many chats that I'm a member of. I can't imagine getting half the real estate to do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think some people go, "Oh, this looks so much better," and other people are going, "Move my cheese back."
Yeah.
You know, but we'll see when it comes out because once it comes out, you're not going to have much choice about it anyway.
Right, exactly. I'm going to love it
Yes,
eventually.
you are. The other one that's coming out, and that is the users will be able to opt in to try the new calendar in Teams. This is something that's been talked about a couple times in the past, but there's going to be a new calendar in Teams which combines the productivity features and the innovations like Copilot and Places to help users collaborate seamlessly from anywhere. The new calendar in Teams is designed to be familiar, reliable as it's one unified calendar that works across new Outlook for Windows, Outlook on the web, Microsoft Places, and the new Microsoft Teams. With this update, users will see the new calendar toggle at the top right of the calendar app in Teams. New calendar is off by default, and you can toggle it on to try the new experience, which I'm assuming that means you can also toggle it off if it's not working out well for you. So that is rolling out this month to worldwide. So if you see something in your calendar going, hey, try the new experience, no, if you're having a slow day, go ahead, take a shot at it, see what comes up.
All right. Microsoft Teams latest meeting experience with performance improvements on the web for Chrome and Edge. Now, this is going to be for anonymous join only. And what it's telling us is that the latest Teams meeting experience with performance improvements will be available for anonymous users who join Teams meetings on the web in Chrome or in Edge. So that is supposed to be rolling out this month, and it rolls out to everybody worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and the DoD. Last one I'll touch on is Microsoft Teams Intelligent Recap for GCC high environments. Intelligent Meeting Recap uses AI to provide a quick summary of your meeting, highlighting key discussion points, identifying follow-up actions, and offering quick access to significant points, such as names mentioned and when a screen is shared, individualized speaker marks, and topics and chapters. I got to tell you, this intelligent recap is changing my life
Yeah,
because
like it.
I love it. Number one, I can find out who the chatty Cathy is in the meeting because it shows you how much each person talks, Thomas. And then it'll also call out anytime your name is mentioned. So I've gotten in the habit now of whenever we're assigning a task to somebody, to make sure that I say that person's name and then I say the task. So when they get in the intelligent recap, it calls it up for them, shows their name and then the task that they were assigned to. So it's actually impacted the way that I use meetings and the way I communicate in meetings.
Now, if you're wondering how come I'm sitting here with a sheepish grin on my face, every time we finish this recording and she does the processing of it, we both work remote. We have back-to-back rooms in our townhouse. She'll go, "Hey, Tom, come in here. Who do you think talked the most in that meeting?" I'm like, guessing probably me. She goes, "Yes, let me show you how much more you talked in that meeting."
But I think it can really help. I mean, we're pretty even.
Yeah, we are.
But I think it can help if you're not the boss and you're continuously dominating the meetings. I think it can give you some insight into that, and maybe you can just hush up and let somebody else carry on with the meeting once or twice.
Yes, yeah, that is the thing for
That's
me.
not directed towards you, Tom.
No, but it's very applicable though. I will own that one, not a problem. The other one that I just wanted to mention was Copilot inference and evaluation policy for copilots and Teams meetings. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you've seen I've been taking a ton of generative AI courses and specializations. And so I find this one really interesting. This policy enables IT admins to block Copilot responses that might infer emotions, make evaluations, discuss personal traits, and use context to deduce answers. When this setting is applied, it restricts Copilot's ability to make inferences or evaluations about people or groups when prompted to do so by users. Users cannot disable this setting. This setting applies to Copilot and Teams meetings. Yeah, this is a really good thing. You may think, well, I want to know if, does that person, are they upset? There are so many cultural inferences that come into play there. The ability for a generative AI model to go out and say, hey, I'm going to tell you exactly what this person is thinking or is feeling right now based on what they're saying. That's a tricky, tricky slope. And it's not something you probably want to stake a lot of, oh, well, that person was upset in the meeting. They may not be upset in the meeting because generative AI can't necessarily pick that out accurately, especially if you're dealing cross-culturally. So I'm really happy to see that they've got this ability to take that out of the mix and let people deal with content, not perceived emotions. I really like this change.
Cool. All right, let's go into launch. You take one, I take one.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And they're both on mesh too.
They're both on mesh. Which
yeah.
one uses?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I still have no legs in
Unless
mesh.
you're the one person that uses mesh.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry then.
Microsoft Teams host and attendee interaction visibility for multi-room mesh events. Mesh events attendees can now see raised hands and reactions from attendees in other rooms during large multi-room mesh events. This creates a greater sense of audience feedback as a whole across all rooms in a mesh event and increases total audience engagement. Additionally, Event hosts will now be able to move between all rooms in a multi-room mesh event. This is launched this month. It's out to worldwide. If you are a user of Mesh, you're probably going to love this one.
All right, the other one is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Mesh app on PC supports guest access for events. So Mesh Events allows for even better collaboration for more people by now supporting guest user attendees into the Mesh PC app. So event organizers can invite guest users outside their organization, providing an opportunity for broader collaboration and networking in Mesh events. Guests can sign into the Mesh app to join events, participate in discussions, and experience the same interactive features as internal users, all while maintaining secure access control. Guest users creation follows the existing process for tenant guest user creation outside of Mesh. For this reason, guest users would require a Team Premium license, just like a regular tenant attendee, to collaborate within Mesh. Guest access for the Mesh app on Quest and support for anonymous participants will be supported in a future date.
That could be a spendy proposition.
That could, if you're handing out Teams Premium licenses like chiclets, yeah.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well as a company, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
Cover the last two for canceled.
I got it. Microsoft Viva Glint, access to the Viva app bar. Viva Glint displays the Viva app bar for improved discoverability of other Viva apps. This feature has been removed from the roadmap to create a more consistent user experience for all Viva Glint users. And then Microsoft Edge, edit image with Designer. Discover advanced AI-powered image editing in Microsoft Edge with Designer. Easily personalize your images by erasing objects, adding text, enhancing visuals with auto crop, removing or blurring the background, and more, all without leaving your browser. Start by editing by right-clicking an image in your browser and select Edit Image with Designer. Administrators can control the availability of this feature using the Image Editor Service Enabled policy. Now, Microsoft has made the decision to cancel this planned release. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused, but if you can be editing any image that's on the web, that is a slippery slope. So I appreciate them canceling this.
Cool.
All right. Anything else you want to add, Tom?
Nope. I hope everybody who might be at Ignite today, this week, has a great time in Chicago.
Great. Yeah, a lot of friends in Chicago bumping into each other. Hey, you don't live here. Hey, neither do you. So, and actually, Tom and I met in 2015 in Ignite in Chicago with 33,000 other people.
Yeah, we apparently sat at the same table for lunch. I say
with
apparently.
Jennifer Roth and Sarah Haase. I have
Yeah.
picture evidence.
Yes, and I say apparently because she remembers this. I do not, but I was overwhelmed by everything. And
He was an introvert at the time.
I was so much of an introvert at the time. And then a couple of years after that, when I became a single person, and she reached out and said, "Hey, when I met you in Chicago, I thought you were attractive, smart, and funny." I'm like, huh? And that became the beginning of a very beautiful relationship that we have.
Yep. And now we're married. So Microsoft can bring you together. Talk about collaboration.
I do have to laugh. There was one time when we were out to dinner. It was before a dance lesson we were taking, and I believe it was an Oracle commercial that was on the TV, and they're like, "Oracle bringing technology, bringing humans together." I'm like, "Yeah, right." And she looks at me and she goes, "It did for us." I'm like, "She's got a point."
Yep, that was Microsoft. You bet. All right. Well, you all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.
Everyone.